KSW 61 to fight or not to fight. 9 fights on the entire fight card. Mariusz Pudzianowski and Lucas Yorkowski in the main event. Saladin Parnasse and Philiphajik in the co-main event. Thomas Romanowski and Patrick Kinkle in a 170-pound fight right there. Perzim Misila and Ivan Urslan in a light heavyweight fight again. If I'm getting the name correctly, I really don't know. Roman Zemanski and Donovan Desmond in a lightweight fight. Damien and Andre Lesneb in a featherweight fight right there. Jacob Caminars and Adam Nizuiz in a welterweight fight. Monica Kucinich and Carolina Orskars in a women's, basically a strawweight fight right there. And then Michael Keita and Darko Sosi. I really have no idea if I'm getting any of these names correctly, but let's just get in our full card prediction right now. We got a really good heavyweight fight right here. Michael Keita and Darko Sosi in the heavyweight division. Michael Keita, 20 wins, 12 losses, and 1 draw. 41 years old, a little bit taller, a little bit less of a reach than Darko Sosi. Probably going to win the fight to hit the mat as soon as possible. The man is 100% a finisher. 12 knockout wins, 5 submission wins, and 3 decision wins, with a lot of those knockout wins coming from ground and pound shots. So in my opinion, Michael Keita needs to get the double leg takedown, the body leg takedown, whatever the case may be. He needs to fight to hit the mat and land a lot of ground and pound and possibly get the submission win or ground and pound TKO win. That's the main way I really see Michael Keita winning the fight right there. Darko Sosi is pretty obvious how Darko Sosi would win the fight right here. 14 wins and 4 losses. Probably going to be a knockout or TKO win. 9 knockout wins or 1 submission win and 4 decision wins. The main way he wins the fight, keep the fight at range, use that reach, use that height, and land a big right hand, get the knockout in the first or second round. Obviously, that's going to be the main way he's going to win all of his fights right there. So this is one of those. Can Michael Keita get the fight down? If he can, most likely he will get the finish due to ground upon TKO or due to a submission win. But if Darko Sosi can keep the fight on the feet, most likely Darko Sosi will end up winning the fight by KO, TKO in the first or second round right there. But yeah, Darko Sosi, he does have a judo background. He could implement that a little bit in the fight, but considering Michael Keita is also a wrestler and Darko Sosi is a really good judo practitioner, I don't really see any wrestling or judo or grappling or whatever the case may be happening in this fight. I kind of expect the fight to stay on the feet, Michael Keita and Darko Sosi in a striking fight. And obviously, if this is a striking fight with Michael Keita and Darko Sosi, who's going to have the advantage? Of course, that would be Darko Sosi. So, my prediction right here would be Darko Sosi to go out there, keep the fight at range, and eventually land a big 1-2 and then a big right hand and knocking Michael Keita out in the first or second round right there. I think the fight will stay on the feet. Whatever the takedowns are attempted from either fighter, I don't think will end up in an actual takedown. I think the fight will stay on the feet, and Darko Sosi will land a big right hand and knock out Michael Keita in the first or second round right there. Should be a really good fight in the heavyweight division. Carolina Ozarza and Monica Kucinich. I don't know if I'm saying the name correctly. I'm going to try one more time. Carolina Ozarza versus Monica Kucinich. Again, if I'm saying anything correctly, I really have no idea. But Carolina, 3 wins and 1 loss. A 2.5 to 1 favorite right there. Much taller and much lengthier than Monica Kucinich right there. But Carolina, 3 wins and 1 loss. Triangle submission win. First round rear naked choke submission win. And you might be looking at all this stuff right here. You see 2 submission wins and 1 decision win. You might be like, alright, she's a grappler. She wants to fight to hit the mat ASAP. Get the submission, whatever the case may be. But no. She's a boxer. She has really good boxing, amazing power in her hands, and probably going to win this fight to stay on the feet. She does have a really good submissions from the bottom, a tight guillotine, a really good triangle as well, but really good striking. That's what I really love about Carolina Ozarza is her striking. She's going to be having a humongous striking advantage right here. Really good submissions from the bottom as well. Monica Kucinich also has a really good Muay Thai background, also probably going to want the fight to stay on the feet, but in the grappling and wrestling, I probably give a slight advantage towards Carolina right there. So in this fight, I honestly think the striking will be very even. Carolina Ozarza will be doing a lot of pressure, a lot of boxing, and then maybe landing a couple of takedowns here and there as well. I think this fight will go all the way. Carolina, a little bit better, a better striker, a little bit better grappler, but a little bit better wrestler as well. So pretty much everywhere you look at the fight, I kind of have Carolina having the advantage. I mean, she's going to be a lot taller, a lot lengthier than Monica, so that's going to help her at range in the boxing. So overall, this is a pretty easy prediction for me to make right here. I'm going to go Carolina Ozarza to win the fight. I'm a 30-27 unanimous decision, using that height, using that reach at range. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 with some right hooks mixing as well. And maybe, just maybe some wrestling and grappling as well. But I got Carolina winning that fight by unanimous decision right there. Should be a really, really good fight. Almost in the women's strawweight division right there. Jacob Caminars versus Adam Nizuiz. Again, if I am saying the name correctly, I really don't know, but this is going to be a really, really good fight in the welterweight division. I don't necessarily agree with the betting odds right here. If we go into best fight odds right here, the betting odds actually have Jacob Caminars as a 2-1 favorite, which is absolutely insane. You look right here. Let's see if I can find it. -170 and then -200. That is absolutely insane. I do not agree with that big of a favor for Jacob Caminars right there. That is way, way too much. 9 wins and 7 losses. It's literally the same exact race and literally almost the same exact height right there. 26 and a half years old. 9 wins and 7 losses. 6 submission wins, 1 knockout win, and 2 decision wins. The same thing pretty much goes for Adam Nizuiz right here as well. 7 wins and 4 losses, 6 submission wins, and 1 knockout win. This is one of those fights where the grappling is very, very even. The striking is also very, very even. So what do you do? The fight is it's a really, really even fight. Personally, I think the fight should be a 50-50 fight on the betting odds. I really don't know how they have Jacob as a 2-1 favorite. I think that is absolutely ridiculous, but Jacob, he does have some really good submission skills. 6 submission wins out of his 9 professional MMA wins as well. Pretty good body case, and he does kind of leave himself open to shots right down the pipe. The 1-2, he leaves his hands like out here for some reason. Goes for his strikes, and when he goes for the leg kicks or the body case, his hand goes, I mean, I don't know why that happens, but every single time he goes for a leg kick or a body kick, his hands go way, way down. So Adam could kind of capitalize that on 1-2, straight shots right down the pipe. But if he gets it down, I mean, the main way he's going to get that submission would probably be by a toe hold, an ankle lock, something like that. But you see right here, heel hook right there, toe hold, oh my gosh, and then a key lock submission win. So a lot of leg snapping submission wins on his record so far. He's kind of like, who's that one guy that was inside the UFC? Roman Deliche. I don't know why, but every single time, it doesn't matter what position he's in, he just goes for the heel hook, goes for the toe hold, whatever the case may be. Whatever position Jacob is in the fight, he's going to go for the toe hold. I really don't know why, but there's a very good likelihood we see a submission from either fighter right here. Adam Nizuiz is also a grappler. Really good grappling. Takedown, ground and pound, get in the side control, and then try to get that arm, try to get the arm triangle submission. So, again, I think the fight is a 50-50 fight. If you're going to be betting on this fight right here, -200 for Jacob Caminars. Insane odds. I do not like that at all. Adam Nizuiz at +150, +160. Personally, I have this fight as a 50-50 fight. I give a slight power advantage to Adam Nizuiz in the striking game, a slight speed advantage to Jacob Caminars in the striking game, and then the wrestling advantage would probably maybe slightly go to Adam Nizuiz, and the grappling advantage would go to Jacob Caminars. There's so many very, very slight advantages going to both fighters right here, but ultimately my prediction would go to the underdog on the betting odds, and Adam Nizuiz to win the fight by unanimous decision. I think he's going to go out there using more of a wrestling and ground and pounding based game plan, not just defend the submission from the bottom. Jacob has really, really good submissions from the bottom, really good triangles, really good guillotines, then obviously there's really good leg and toe snapping submissions. So Adam needs to defend those submissions, but if he gets Jacob down, gets on top, and ground and pounds the heck out of him, I think he's going to win the fight. So my prediction is going to be the underdog, and Adam Nizuiz to go out there, takedown, ground and pound, and possibly arm a triangle submission win. So this little line right here, the third line right here, pretty much sums up the entire fight right here. So my prediction, Adam Nizuiz to win the fight, a unanimous decision win right there. Should be a really, really good fight in the welterweight division. Damien and Andre Lesneb, if I'm saying the name correctly right there. Damien -182, a slight favorite right there. 12 wins and 7 losses. 5'8" tall, 68-inch reach, and 31 years old. Andre Lesneb, 5'7" tall. Not really too sure how old he is, but he does have a lot of experience with 19 wins and 9 losses and a lot of finishes on this man's record. You look way down here. 7 submission wins, 6 KO TKO wins, and 6 decision wins right there. Lots and lots of finishes on his record right there. Damien you look right here. 12 wins and 7 7 losses. Also has a lot of finishes, 9 submission wins, 1 knockout win, and 2 decision wins. Obviously, his main game plan: get the fight down, get on top, get in the side control, look for the arm triangle, or look for an armbar submission, look for the rear naked. There's so many different things he can do on the ground, but he's just gonna get you down and look for that submission. That's the main way I see Damien winning the fight. Andre, I think he's gonna have the disadvantage, obviously, in the grappling and wrestling game in this fight right here. So he's gonna need to keep the fight on the feet and use his striking and try to get another knockout win or TKO win, like he's been doing recently, getting a first knockout win and then a knockout win right there. So keep the fight on the feet, defend the takedowns, and that's the main way he will win the fight right there. It's going to be hard, though. Damien says he has a karate background as well. He's going to kind of pressure him forward just a little bit, get Andres back to the cage, use a lot of body case, a lot of leg case, and then throw a big right hand and level change. So go for the double leg takedown, get on top of Andre, and then kind of work his game plan, which would be going for that submission. So this is another one. It's kind of a hard thing for me to go out there and be confident in Andre Lesneb to win the fight, because how is he going to defend the takedowns? I know he's really, really good striking, really good power in his hands. That's the only thing I will give him the advantage right here, because at range I probably give the slight advantage to who's gonna be landing the more amount of strikes, to Damien Sasek. But in the power advantage, I probably go Andre Lesneb right there. So the main way I see him winning, going out there, let Damien come to him, and then just going out there, landing a big right hook or overhand right, or whatever the case may be, just trying to get a knockout in the first or second round. But it's kind of hard to say that Andre is going to win the fight. So yeah, my prediction right here, Damien Sasek to go out there, pressure the heck out of Andre, use a lot of good head movement, come to the inside, get Andre's back to the cage, level change, go down for the double leg takedown or single leg takedown, whatever the case may be, get in the side control, ground and pound, and possibly get the arm triangle, rear naked, or arm bar submission. But either way, I have him winning the fight by submission in the second round or in a dominant decision win right there. Should be a really, really good fight in the featherweight division. But yeah, I got Damien Sasek winning the fight by submission in the second round or in a dominant decision win right there. Should be a really, really good fight. Roman Zemanski and Donovan Desmond in the lightweight division right here. Roman Zemanski, 13 wins and 6 losses. Very, very slight favorite right there. 5'8" tall and a 71-inch reach right there. Donovan Desmond, a little bit taller, a little bit lengthier than Roman Zemanski right there, with 14 wins and 6 losses. We already know what both fighters want to do right here. Roman Zemanski with 13 wins and 6 losses probably is going to want to wrestle and grapple and ground and pound in the fight with 3 submission wins, 2 knockout wins, and 8 decision wins, with both knockouts right there due to ground and pound shots as well. So the main game plan for Roman: get the fight down, ground and pound, and probably get the submission win or something like that. Donovan Desmond, use the height, use that reach, have really, really good takedown defense, keep the fight on the feet, use the height, use the reach, and try to get a knockout or TKO win in the first or second round with 7 knockout wins, 3 submission wins, and 4 decision wins. It's a close fight. I put it right here. It's a close fight. Roman Zemanski, a wrestler. Takedown, ground and pound. The main way I really see him doing good in the striking game would probably be in the combination punches against the cage, backing Donovan Desmond up with a fake takedown attempt, move him backwards, where his back is to the cage, and then throw a big combination, level change at double leg takedown, and then work from there. That's the main way I see him getting the takedown, and that's the main way I really see him doing good in the striking game. Would be in the clinch with combinations. Other than that, at range, with the height and with the reach that Donovan Desmond will have, I'm sorry to say Donovan Desmond will probably win the fight that way. So if Donovan Desmond can keep the fight at range, defend whatever takedowns come his way, and stay away from those clinch situations, not get his back to the cage, he will win the fight either by decision or another KO or TKO win like that. But that is an if. If he can defend the takedowns, if he cannot get his back to the cage, that is an if. It's gonna be a hard thing to do. That's why this fight is such a close fight. Will Roman be able to close the distance, get the takedown, and dominate the fight on the ground? Or will Donovan Desmond be able to defend the takedowns? That's why, again, this is a close fight. The betting odds are very, very close. The tabloid predictions are also very, very close. This is one of those where you kind of have to look at who's better in their weakness. So Roman Zemanski is a little bit better of a striker. Sorry, I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, but Roman Zemanski's wrestling advantage is much, much bigger than Donovan Desmond's striking advantage, because even in the striking game, Roman Zemanski can just clinch up. Donovan Desmond cannot do that in the wrestling game. So Roman Zemanski, I think, is going to use a lot of clinch work in the striking game, and eventually get a double leg takedown, get the fight down on top of Donovan Desmond, and then grapple and ground and pound and wrestle for 3 straight rounds. possibly get the round up in TKO, possibly get a submission, something like that. But my prediction for Roman Zemanski and Donovan Desmond will go towards Roman Zemanski right here. To get a lot of takedowns, takedown, ground and pound, and go out there and win the fight. Like 29-20 unanimous decision win right there. Should be a really good fight in the lightweight division right there. Ivan Urslan, and I'm sorry if I get this name incorrectly, versus Przemysław Misila. I don't know if I got that correctly, but Ivan Urslan with 9 wins and 1 loss. Really tall, very lengthy, with a 2-inch reach advantage and a 2-inch height advantage in the fight right here. Only 1 loss in his last professional MMA fight on my second round submission to Thomas Narkun, who I believe is the current light heavyweight champion inside of KSW right now. But before that, the man was on an absolute tear. 5 KO TKO wins, 1 submission win, and 3 decision wins right there. Przemysław Misila with 24 wins, 10 losses, and 1 draw. Absolutely insane amount of experience. Only 1 fight going all the way. 12 submission wins, 11 KO TKO wins right there. Main way he wins a fight: get the fight down, takedown, and ground and pound, and look for the submission or ground and pound TKO. Ivan Urslan, defend the takedown, keep the fight at range, use a height, use that reach, jab, 1-2, and eventually explode with a big right hook and try to get that knockout in the first or second round right there. This is a pretty interesting one, but Ivan Urslan, 5 knockout wins on his record. All he needs to do is defend the takedowns, and most likely he will win the fight. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Defend the takedowns, you will win the fight. Don't defend the takedowns, you will not win the fight. But I think Ivan Urslan will defend the takedowns so far in his fights inside of KSW. He has actually shown some really good takedown defense, and he's fought much better wrestlers than Przemysław Misila. Again, if I'm getting the names correctly, but he's fought much better wrestlers than Przemysław Misila, and is defending those takedowns. So I think this fight will stay on the feet. Ivan Urslan will defend the takedowns that come his way from Misila right here. Keep the fight on the feet at range. 1-2, over and over again, and eventually I land a big right hand, and eventually I get the KO TKO win in the first or second round. So should be a really good fight in the light heavyweight division. But my prediction is Ivan Urslan by TKO or knockout in the first or second round. Should be a really good fight in the light heavyweight division. Thomas Romanowski and Patrick Kinkle right here in the welterweight division. Patrick Kinkle with 23 wins and 9 losses, almost a 3-1 favorite. 31, almost 32 years old right there. A little bit of a height advantage and a very big reach advantage right there of 3 inches. Thomas Romanowski with 13 wins and 7 losses. You go way down here. 4 knockout wins, 1 submission win, and 8 decision wins. I expect him to try to keep the fight on the feet, keep it very even in the striking game, and just mix in the takedowns, and probably win the fight by unanimous decision. That's the main way I see Thomas Romanowski winning the fight right here. But he's going to have a lot of pressure and a lot of volume, because you look at the height and reach advantage. Going for Patrick Kinkle right here, it's going to be a tough thing. So he's going to have to close that distance, make it more of a clinch-based game plan, through a lot of volume, a lot of pressure as well, and mixing the takedowns as well on route to a decision win like that. Patrick Kinkle, oh my god, 23 wins and 9 losses right there. A lot of experience, 11 knockout wins, 6 submission wins, and 5 decision wins right there. Lots of experience. I mean, he's fought literally, how many fights? More than 30 professional MMA fights. That is a lot of experience in this welterweight division right here. But I think the slight striking advantage will go to Patrick Kinkle. He's got a lot of power, given the height and reach advantage at range. 1-2, leg kick, 1-2, over and over again. Could honestly just use that to win a dominant unanimous decision, but could get a nice right hand right down the pipe and end up knocking out Thomas Romanowski. That is definitely a possibility of happening right here. But Thomas Romanowski, the main way, again, if he's going to win the fight, pressure and volume, and make this more of a clinch and wrestling, kind of dirty boxing type of fight. But I just don't see that happening. I kind of see Patrick Kinkle going out there, just keeping the fight at range, using the jab, 1-2, eventually landing a big right hand, most likely getting a knockout or a TKO win in the first or second round, but maybe winning the fight by unanimous decision. But I think with the height advantage, with the reach advantage, with the speed advantage, with the power advantage in the striking game, the very good takedown defense as well. I think he keeps the fight at range, jab, 1-2, leg kicks, eventually landing a big right hand. So My prediction for this welterweight fight right here would be Patrick Hinkle to go out there, do exactly what I just said, and eventually land a big right hand and win the fight. A KO TKO in the second round right there. Should be a really good fight in the welterweight division right there. Saladin Parnasse and Philiphajik right here in the co-main event in a featherweight fight. Saladin Parnasse 14 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw as a 23-and-a-half-year-old fighter. Absolutely insane. A little bit of a reach disadvantage and a little bit of a height disadvantage right there. But out of all these wins right there, not the most finishes, but 4 submission wins, 2 knockout wins, and 8 decision wins right there. I don't necessarily see him winning the fight by finish, but if he does get a finish right here, it would be by rear naked choke submission or a ground upon TKO. Those are the main ways I see him finishing the fight. But most likely, if he will win, it'd probably be by decision. Philiphajik, 15 wins, 4 losses, and 2 draws. 28, almost 29 years old right there. Let's see right here, 10 knockout wins, 3 submission wins, and 2 decision wins. I expect most of this fight to be on the feet. This is going to be mainly a striking fight, but the grappling and wrestling, man, is of course going to Saladin Parnasse. Really good double leg takedowns, amazing reversals on the ground as well. Really good single legs, and a really good, he's really good at picking you up in the clinch and just slamming you right down. This wrestling and grappling much better than Philiphajik right there. So in the fight, if the fight is really even in the striking game, Saladin Parnasse most likely will end up winning the fight just due to the grappling and wrestling advantages. But will the striking be 50-50? I don't really know. I mean, we know Philiphajik has a lot of power in his hands. He definitely has a power advantage over Saladin Parnasse, but Saladin Parnasse, really good body case, really good leg case. Sorry about that. Really good 1-2 combination. His left hand is super powerful right down the pipe. I kind of give the slight advantage if the fight goes all the way to Saladin Parnasse, but if there's going to be a finish, most likely that would go towards Philiphajik right there. But overall, Saladin Parnasse just needs to go out there, keep the fight at range, jab, straight left, over and over again, and mixing the double leg takedowns and ground and pound every now and then as well. And if he can do that, which I think he can, and stay away from the power of Philiphajik, again, he's got a lot of power. His main way of winning would be by KO TKO, so if he can stay away from the power, get a lot of straight lefts, 1-2, leg kicks, body kicks, and mixing the takedowns here and there as well, my prediction would be going towards Saladin Parnasse right there. So should be a really good fight in the featherweight division, but I think Saladin Parnasse keeps the fight very even on the feet, using the 1-2, using the jab, using the leg kicks, using the body kicks, mixing the takedowns, and overall, I got Saladin Parnasse winning the fight right there in the co-main event of KSW 61 by 30-27 unanimous decision win right there. Should be a really good fight in the co-main event right there. Mariusz Pudzianowski and Lucas Jerkowski in the main event of KSW 61 in the heavyweight division. Power and power. These guys have a lot of power in their hands, 100%. And the other thing, 44 years old and 40 years old right there. And then another thing, that humongous reach advantage right there of 4 inches for Mariusz Pudzianowski. Mariusz's main way of winning the fight would be to wrestle and grapple, but I kind of like his strategy. In the first round, he stays back, puts his hands like this, defends your strikes that you're going in with, and he tires the heck out of his opponents. When, say Lucas Jerkowski goes out there, has 17 out of 17 knockout wins, goes out there, pressures the heck out of Mariusz, and tries to get the knockout in the very first round. Mariusz is so good at defending all those strikes, and just tiring his opponents out, and in the second and third round, your opponent is just so tired. He goes out there, gets a takedown in the second and third round, dominates those round, and either gets the TKO win from ground and pound, or gets a dominant 29 or 28 decision win in the second or third round. That's a really good strategy. I really love to see for Mariusz Pudzianowski right there. It is the fact that he likes to tire his opponents out in the early rounds and come back in the second and third round. I definitely expect him to do that in the fight right here. The striking advantage would probably go to Lucas Jerkowski right here. 17 wins and 11 losses right there. 5 knockout wins, 6 submission wins, and 5 decision wins. Really spread out on how he's winning the fights. Mariusz Pudzianowski, 14 wins and 7 losses. 6 knockout wins, 3 submission wins, and 5 decision wins. Personally, I think Mariusz Pudzianowski will end up winning the fight. I love his strategy of tiring his opponents out in the very first round and coming back in the second and third round with the body leg takedown or the double leg takedown. So my prediction for the main event right here, Mariusz Pudzianowski really tiring Lucas Yorkowski out in the first round, making Lucas Yorkowski work to land his strikes in the first round, coming back in the second and third round with a body leg takedown, with a double leg takedown, and landing a lot of ground pound shots, maybe possibly getting the ground pound TKO, and maybe possibly getting the submission win. But my prediction right here would be Mariusz Pudzianowski to get the takedown in the second and third round and ultimately win the fight in a dominant decision win or a second round, a ground pound TKO win right there. Should be a really good fight in the heavyweight division right there for the main event of KSW 61 right there. Should be a really good fight. But yeah, guys, that's my full card prediction for KSW 61. 2 fights or not to fight. 9 fights on the entire fight card. I got Mariusz Pudzianowski winning his fight, Saladin Parnasse winning his fight, Patrick Kinko winning his fight, Ivan Urslan winning his fight, Roman Zemanski winning his fight, Damien Stasiak winning his fight, Adam Needwees, the underdog, winning his fight, Carolina Ozarza winning her fight, and Darko Sosi winning his fight. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, everything like that, and we'll see you in the next video. Let's go.